Hello, everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of the MS Word Advanced tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 9, and here I'll be showing you guys a project on writing an application letter. Okay, so we'll be learning about that here in this particular class. Okay, so let's not waste time and let's get started. So here, as you guys can see, now I'm here in the homepage of the MS Word. So basically from here, I will be creating a new document. Okay. So before starting to write your application, you need to make sure that you check on your margins and everything. Okay. Everything else is fine. Okay. You guys can come here onto the layout option. Okay. And also check out the size from here. Okay, like the paper size, what kind of paper do you want to use? So let me take this letterhead over here, and from here as well you guys can come here and you guys will be able to customize the margin from here. Okay, so basically as you guys can see, from here you guys will be able to increase or decrease the size. Okay, so if you come here and let's give bottom a 2.5 and 2.5 over here as well. Okay, and I won't give any gutter over here and let the orientation be in portrait. Okay, and where do you want to apply this, like in multiple pages or like in 2 pages per sheet? You guys can also choose that, and here you want to apply to the whole document. Just click on OK after that. So now the first thing while writing any kind of letter, what you guys basically do is you guys write down the date. Okay, so you guys can come here and basically from here you guys can actually write the date. Okay, so if I just write date, then maybe I'll just give a colon over here. Okay, so let's take 12th January 2034. Okay, or 34 like that, and let's come down. Okay, so now what you want to do is, suppose if it's for a company. Okay, so you guys can come here and you guys can write to the manager. Okay, so let's be write to the manager, and from here I will also write to the manager RMDS food and beverages. Okay, so I will just write and beverages, and you guys can just give this address over here. Okay, like you guys can just give up an address, and after that you guys can come here and you guys can also write the subject. Okay, like what this is all about. Okay, so you guys can write a subject over here, and maybe you can just give up the subject right over here. Like if I want to write this letter for a supply of goods for the month of December. Okay, so you guys can come here and just write December. Okay, you guys can come down, and from here you guys can basically write uh the heading. Okay, like if you come down a little bit. Okay, so from here basically you guys can write it. So suppose I will just write a respected so give a comma, then you guys can directly come down, and from here what you can do is you can just come up somewhere over here and you guys can start writing. Okay, so I would be writing the whole thing down over here. In that case, what I'll do is I will come here and maybe I am going to take some format from here. Okay, so basically I'll be taking on to some formats. Okay, so let's come here and let's check out all these particular works which we do have over here. Okay, you guys can come. Suppose I will just take this particular word over here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to click on Control C, come to my Word file and just Control V over here, and I will also decrease the size. Okay, go to the home page, and from the home page let's just decrease it to 10. Okay, let's take 10 over here, and here it's 11, as you guys can see. So once you're done, okay, with the letter, so basically here you what you can do is you guys can actually work on with the indent. Okay, so suppose if I do have my particular type tool over here, okay, I can come here, and if I want to go on to the right, I will be able to go on to the right, and if I want to go on to the left, okay, I will be able to go on to the left over here. Okay, so if you want to justify the line, just click on Ctrl J to justify. Here you guys can see this end has been justified properly. So likewise, if I come here, and what I can do is I can come here and click on Ctrl J to justify right over here as well. Okay, so after that you guys can come here, and you guys can write therefore kindly do the needful. Okay, and you guys can come here, and if you want to add something more, like if kindly do the needful as explained in the agreement. Okay, so you guys can come here and just write this thing down, and after that you guys can come down over here, and what you can do is you can just write thanking you. You can put up your name. Okay, so thanking you, comma, you guys can come down over here with enter. Okay, and after that, if you want to put up any sign and stuff, in that case, go to the insert option. And from the insert option, you guys can come here and choose this particular line. Okay, so you guys can come here, and maybe you guys can also create some line. Okay, so you guys can create some line over here, as you guys can see. Okay, if you want to create some line like this, you guys can create that, and using your selection tool. Okay, so you guys can come here, and using the selection tool you guys can align it over here, and underneath this one you guys can just write your name. Okay, suppose if I just come over here. Okay, so suppose if I'm over here, and now I will write Andrew colon. Okay, so I will just write Andrew colon, then I'll just write the position CEO. Okay, CEO of multi vitamin company, and I'll just come over here, and I can just write my address down here as well. Okay, so I can just write my address down. Okay, so this is how you guys can actually put up those things right over here. And if you want to justify this particular line over here as well, you guys will be able to justify from here as well. Okay, so if you want to put it over here, suppose if you want to go to the right a little bit, if you want to come here on the left. Okay, so the same way, if you want to come over here, and if you want to go on to the right hand side or come to the left, you guys will be able to do that, as this have only one line over here. So now sometimes what happens is some particular things, suppose this is the subject. Okay, I want to highlight this one and actually increase the size of this a little bit. Okay, so the part where you want to increase the size of the letter, in that case click on control and just click on the closing bracket. Okay, so here you guys can see, if I click on the closing bracket option from my keyboard, I will be able to increase the size by 1 every time. So let me give this one a 13 over here, and let's make this thing bold. Okay, so you guys can come over here, and suppose if you want to highlight any part, okay, in that case you can come here, and suppose this is the important part where you want to highlight, you guys can come here and just select the highlight color. Okay, you guys can highlight those particular part, and suppose here you want to change the color. Okay, come here, maybe increase the size a little bit. Okay, size a little bit over here, and now this is how you guys can work. And after that, if you want to change the font size, okay, let's take 12 over here, and after that you guys can also make it bold, and let's give this thing bold, and now let's give this thing a different color. Okay, so if I do want this color, I can come here and give this one a different color over here as well. Okay, so before printing, you guys can just click on Control P. Okay, and here you guys will be able to view, okay, this is how your application letter is going to look like. Okay, so this is the way if you want to view it in a read mode. So here you guys can see. Okay, if you want to go back, just click on escape from here. Okay, and from here, this is how, if it's for a web page, you guys can also view your work kind of like this. Okay, so you guys can actually come over here. Again, if you want to go to that editing mode, you guys can come here and you guys can go to the editing mode right from here. Okay, and if you just come here and you guys think that, okay, I should just start from here, okay, you guys can come here and you guys can start it from here as well. So basically from here it's just 10. Okay, make sure that you choose 10 over here as well. Okay, so I will just choose 10 over here. I will just put K. Okay, and sometimes if I do any type of mistake, suppose in case of a needful, I will just write need FL. Okay, so here you guys can basically see I do have a red color underneath this one. Okay, so that means that I do have some spelling mistake over here. Okay, and if I want to fix this thing, I can come here on the quick action toolbar. So from here I will come onto this option and I will choose the option right over here. Okay, so here you guys can see I do have the option for more commands, and from here what I can do is I can go to proofing. Okay, and after going to the proofing, see, if I don't want to see the spelling mistakes, I can hide spelling errors in this document only, hide grammar errors in this document only. I'll just click on this document, and now I can choose it like whether it will be only for this particular document or all new documents which I'll create after this. Okay, so I will be able to select from here and I can just click on OK. So now here you guys can see I do have my spelling mistake already there, but the thing is it's not showing out here. Okay, so now if I do any kind of mistakes over here as well, okay, so they won't be showing me the mistakes over here. Okay, and now again if I want to go back, so for that go to more commands, go to proofing, and again just unmark both of these boxes. Okay, and after unmarking, if you click on OK, so suppose if I just click over here, and now here you guys can see there is some issue right over here. Okay, so let me just click on L again. Okay, so everything else looks good. Okay, so right now if I want to come here and if I want to change the color, okay, so let me just come here, go to more colors option, and maybe I will just take this particular color over here, and here basically I will be able to put on the side. So the same thing if I want to get this thing a bit down, I will be able to get this thing down over here as well. Okay. And from quick action as well, you guys can check on the print preview. Okay. So basically this is the print preview. This is how it's going to look wherever I have marked or highlighted. Okay. You guys can see that particular place is being highlighted. Okay. So this is how you guys will be able to create some stunning letter application design. So this is how you guys will be able to do that stuff over here. Okay. So now if you want to save this thing, okay, you guys can come here, go to the save as option, go to the browse file, and from here, you guys can come down, you choose which file you want to put, okay, and just rename it from here. Okay, so I will just rename this one as letter application. Okay, so I will just write letter application over here, and I will click on save. Okay, so if you want to save it in another documents, you guys can come here. If you want to save it in a PDF, okay, you guys will be able to save it in a PDF. Okay, and also if you want to just save it in a plain text format, in that case you guys will be able to do that from here as well. But for now, I will just save it in a Word document. So now here you guys can see now this is being changed. And suppose if I do make any changes right over here, suppose I will just change the color over here. Okay, so let's come on to this option and let's change the color over here. Okay, and now what you need to do is before closing, you guys need to click on Control S, or from the quick access toolbar, you guys need to come over here and click on this particular option. Once you are done for sending this file, or if you want to just actually send it to someone, or if you want to print it up, you guys will be able to print it up once you are done over here. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood this class on how you'll be able to write these things down. Okay, so I hope you guys to see you all in the next chapter. Okay, till then, take care and goodbye everyone.